What's good? What's good? What's good, family? What it do? What it do? It's your man, it's your boy, VACAY-J. We back in the building, family. What's good? What's good? Back at it once again. You know what it is, fam. It's time to play. What it look like, family. Time to play what it looked like with your man, VACAY-J. How's everybody doing? I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. We back, baby. We back. And as always, fam, definitely want to show love to everybody out there, family. Showing love to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Watching, liking, all that good stuff, family. So this is the Shy season 7. We got some exclusive pics, and of course, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna see what it looks like. We're gonna try to figure out what's really going on. What's really going on. Shout out to everybody for coming through, hitting that like button. If you're on your phone, tap the screen and hit that like button for your boy. You know what I mean? What's good? All right. So what do we have here? What are we looking at? What it look like, family? Let me know. Drop your comments below. What do I see? Man, it looked like your boy Trig, aka Victor, is on a date with Tiff. Yeah, your boy's out there taking Tiff on a date. It looks like Tiff has pretty much kind of made her choice at this point. I think that she's leaning towards Alicia's direction, right? Her direction is, she give a little attention, a little more attention to Victor as opposed to Nuck because she believes Nuck is the one that took out Rob, right? So that's what we're looking at right here. We're looking at a situation where your boy is actually taking her out on a date. Now, again, two episodes ago, when it was looking like do the right thing, and they had the power outage. Remember the power outage, and they was outside, and he was talking to Shad, he was talking to Darnell. He was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind waking up to Tiff." So I think that is your boy Victor's intention to wake up right next to Tiff and be Tiff's new man. What do y'all think? Drop your comments below. Do you think that this is where it's going? That's where the writers are taking it? Do you think that Victor is the man to actually be the dude for Tiff? I don't know. I mean, look, I never thought that this would happen this way, personally. But yeah, they're going out on a date. I got a couple more pics, you know what I'm saying? Look at them googly eyeing at each other. You know what I mean? They obviously are at, the smoke shop, and he's probably helping out like he usually does, learning the language, as he said in the last episode. Yeah, I'm reading books to learn the language, so when the baby comes, I'll know what the baby is saying, trying to impress, you know, Tiff and all of that. And they at the smoke shop, and you got some IOU, giving her IOU, like, yeah, I owe you or something. He's trying to be all smooth and suave bolo to try to take her out on a date, you know what I mean? And she obviously, was impressed, you know what I'm saying? She obviously impressed by your boy Victor. And he went to Lamar's classes with her. He's been doing a lot way more with Tiff than, of course, Nuck has. But of course, Nuck, he's trying to get up in there, which is weird and cringy that he's the one that knows that he took out Tiff's baby father Rob, and he's still trying to holler at her, which is super cringy and weird. You know what I mean? Like, Nuck is weird, dog. He's super cringy. But yeah, they googly eyeing it up, and they gonna go out on a date, and she gonna be smiling and laughing, fam. What do you think about this right here? I never thought I'd see the day. Because the way they introduced us to Victor, aka Trig, he was into a different type of woman. You remember that, but now they moving him in a direction to actually get with Tiff. What do you think about this combination? Do you think they're gonna make a good couple if she decides that that's where she wants to go? But it looks like they're going out on a date. Looks like she's having a good time. Looks like she's enjoying your boy. And yeah, man, he's trying to get up in there. What you think? What do you think? What do you think? And here, I think this is him walking her to the door. And the question is for you: is he gonna be a gentleman? Be like, okay, it's been a great time. good night, and then just kind of walk away? Or is he gonna try to lay a kiss on Tiff? Because he was gonna try to lay a kiss on Tiff when he brought her White Castles, you know what I'm saying? And she was touching his hand, talking about, yeah, you know, you a good guy. You know, you special to me. Well, you special to me. And then, you know, Victor was about to lean in, and she was like, it's time for me to go, right? Right. So, you know, the question really is, and you guys drop your comments below, is Victor gonna try to lay a kiss, a good night kiss on your girl because she's smiling? I think, you know, by her smile right there, I think Vic is gonna go in and he gonna get his little peck that he been trying to get all this time, and she gonna give it back. I don't think they're gonna be all, you know, slobbing and whatever. I don't think that's gonna happen. But I think it's gonna be like that one little slow kiss like that, and she gonna be smiling. He gonna be smiling. He gonna skip off. I kissed her, you know, and she's gonna be smiling as well. But while she is being dropped off by Victor, you know who's watching? The stalking grandmother. The stalking grandmother is gonna be watching Tiff be dropped off, and she probably gonna be like, I thought you said you was in love with my son forever, da 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 da, right? You know, because when she said that, she was looking at Tiff like, stop the cap, yo, stop the cap. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna move on. Like, I had to move on, you know, from Rob's father, you know what I mean? And we know Alicia had plenty of guys, you know what I'm saying, in her day when Rob was young, and including now, she like him young, right? So, you know, she probably looking at Tiff like, okay, I see you. Yeah, you giving Victor opportunity, you're giving him a chance, giving him some play or whatever the case is. And, you know, I like it when you happy, but still, you know, she got ulterior motives up her sleeve. I think once that baby comes in the world, what do you think? Drop your comments below. I think once that baby comes in the world, that she gonna try to take the baby. She gonna try to go from grandma to being mama. You know what I'm saying? And if Tiff get out of line, she just gonna kick her out and be like, give me my baby. You know what I mean? Like, she gonna try to do some crazy stuff. I just got this weird feeling about Alicia and what she gonna do, you know, if Tiff gets out of line. All right, Papa is doing his podcast. It look like he back on the podcast. Thank God, because, man, it looked like Papa's story wasn't going anywhere. Wasn't going nowhere, family. You know what I'm saying? What's good? What's good? What's good? I see you. A. What's happening? Stephen Harris in the building. What's good? What's good? I see y'all. Thank you for coming through. It looked like Papa wasn't going anywhere, family. Like, his storyline wasn't going anywhere. Hanging around the Pastor Zeke, the Pastor Charles. You know, they really showing their true colors, showing that they ain't real pastors like that, that, you know, these real scandalous stuff. And, you know, Papa, he was looking up to, you know, Pastor Zeke. Like, he would literally like speak so highly of Pastor Zeke in front of his mom, even when he knew his mom didn't like Pastor Zeke. You know what I mean? So he was putting Pastor Zeke up on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? Putting him up on a pedestal. And I think after the whole Pastor Zeke now getting a divorce, he divorced 2 black women. Now he messed around with a white woman, and the white woman's posting up pictures of them 2 hugging and kissing and all of this and that. I think the image that Papa had of Pastor Zeke is kind of going away. It's going away. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going away. So it's time for Papa to get back to his podcast. Time for Papa to do his mission, right? Time for him to do his ministry. Time for Papa to get back to what he knows how to do best. Because, again, him just hanging around the pastors, that's messing up his storyline. You know what I mean? And from what I saw in the trailer that's coming up, yeah, he's going to connect with Kenya again. Maybe Kenya's going to come to town, but Kenya's going to come to town with a special guest. And we're going to get to who that special guest is, because I'm excited about it. We've been talking about it, waiting for her to show up. So we're going to talk about that special guest in a minute as we go through these exclusive picks. Family, we are playing What It Look Like, family. What It Look Like. I got these exclusive picks for the next episode of The Shy. Listen, we basically guessing, predicting, trying to see what's going on, trying to see what we can see. and predict what's going to happen in the next episode. Hit that like button, fam. If you're on your phone, tap the screen for your boy. Appreciate it. Share this out. Anybody you know that loves the Shy, wants to see some exclusive pics, absolutely share this out. Share this out. Okay, let's keep it moving. All right. Yeah, you know, like I said, last episode definitely triggered me because my mom is a cancer. I don't call her cancer survivor. She's a cancer conqueror, right? You know what I'm saying? She conquered cancer. She's been cancer free. My mom's been cancer free for a long time. So when Jada's cancer comes back, automatically I know that triggered me out. Yeah, that definitely triggered me. But it looks like, you know, Jada gonna be going through it with this new diagnosis that the cancer came back, and it's like, dang, you know, so she's going to go through it with Darnell, and I think she's coming to grips with the reality that she ain't going to be here. And Darnell is not going to be accepting of that. I don't think they told Emmett yet, because you already know this would destroy Emmett, man. This will destroy Emmett. He will be, he ain't going to know what to do. He's not going to know what to do. You know what I'm saying? His mom goes, he gonna be destroyed. You know what I mean? It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. So again, I don't know how long they're gonna drag this out before Jada finally is out of here. They may drag this out. It's 12 episodes in this season. Season 7 has 12 episodes. So look, they got more than enough time. They may let her go in episode 10 and kind of, you know, we'll see the aftermath of Jada not being here. But again, I was triggered. I can admit that. And yeah, we're going to see how this process go. I really hope they don't elongate it. I really hope they don't show her like losing weight or losing her hair. I don't want to see that, yo. I really don't want to see that because I like Jada. I've always liked Jada. You know what I'm saying? Being Emmett's mom, now Darnell's wife. So, yep, we're going to see what happens with that. All right, let's keep it moving. Who is this beautiful lady right here? You know what I'm saying? She's smiling. She's cheesing. She's in the office. I mean, that looks like a real fancy type of office right there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she about her business. You know what I mean? DeMarcus Vaughn is in the building. What's good? What's good, my guy? We are playing what it looked like, of course, with the Shy exclusive picks for the next episode. You already know. Yeah, I know I did a video, you know, seeing if the Shy's imploding. We still going to keep it moving with this thing. When I get the picks, we're going to talk about it, see what's going on. Hey, hopefully it turns around. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it'll turn around. So who is this lady right here? We see that, yeah, I see you. She could be writing Bakari's book. Yep, there we go. That's what I'm thinking too, because right there, that head on the left side, that is our professor, our good old Professor Gardner, right? And he's probably talking to her about either self-publishing, because he said he's going to find out. We spinning the block on what the professor said to Bakari about finding out how to self-publish. Or, you know, he's just like, this is a new publisher and she may want to like publish Bakari's book, right? So he's kind of setting it in motion, having a little meeting, seeing what could happen. And he may have sent the manuscript over already. He may have sent the manuscript over and he just wants to see what she thinks. And maybe that might be the play for, you know, him to be on some like, hey, so would you like to publish this? This is a young man. He's a mentee of mine. I'm his mentor. You know what I'm saying? So the professor could be, you know, just kind of giving Bakari the layup here, which I think he's doing, and then turn around. Bakari's book may be published by somebody he might be comfortable with. You know what I mean? Because I don't think, you know, the lady, the white lady, whoever she was, I don't think he was feeling her. I know he wasn't feeling her because he was like, yo, I don't want her to make more money on my book than I do, you know? So maybe he might be more comfortable with this lady right here and working with, and they may get a better deal as far as percentage wise, as far as publishing the book. So hopefully Professor Gardner is going to set that up. You know, he don't seem like the type to get caught up in beauty and stuff like that, but they may be old friends. You know, he got a lot of friends. You know, he got a lot of friends. So we'll see what happens. All right. If you just joined us, family, we are playing what it looked like for the Shy for the next episode of the Shy in season 7. And we're going through these exclusive picks for the next episode. If you have seen the trailer already, you kind of have an idea, but if you haven't, we're kind of going through it, playing this game, what it looked like, and you can guess what you think is happening and what's going to happen next. All right. So picture I got right here, you already know this is who he's waiting for. This is Kenya's grandma, and this is Felicia Rashad. Yes, once they announced it, I wonder how they was going to utilize her. I did see the trailer and see that she is Kenya's introducing, Papa to grandma. Before she was introduced, though, she said probably to Pastor Zeke, yeah, you always putting the church first above your family. So you already know there's some friction going on between Pastor Zeke and his mama. And that probably explains why Pastor Zeke, even though he divorced 2 black women, that's probably why Pastor Zeke is like, yo, I'll give up on black women. My mama's like, she a pain. You know what I'm saying? Let me go over here to the snow bunnies. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? She probably gave him a hard time. That's why he became successful. You know how it goes. But Kenya, she went to stay with grandma, you know what I'm saying? So I guess she may have come to visit. Probably she came to visit because we don't ever see any scenes outside of Chicago, right? We never see a scene outside of Chicago. So grandma probably came to town, right? And she introducing Papa to her grandmother, Felicia Rashad. And yeah, she gonna be like, oh, I heard of you. I heard a lot about you, Papa. I was like, oh, Kenya talking about Papa. So Kenya went away, stayed with her grandma, and I guess she, had a conversation. Probably talked about Zay, of course. Zay is out of here. But she probably like, yo, don't you young, you could find a man, don't you got any other men that you kind of connected with? And she probably like, yeah, this guy named Papa, he's a real good guy. His father passed away. I tried to be it for him, but he kind of like dissed me. So I just had to move on, and I moved on with some thug, and he was doing some crazy stuff. And then turn around, he gets popped. I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, I may want to reconnect with Papa. Now, do you think that Kenya's gonna reconnect with Papa, after grandma may give the approval? You know what I'm saying? Because she said, yeah, I heard about you, but she's smiling and saying, I heard about you, Papa. She's smiling. You know what I mean? So her name is Renee. Okay. Grandma Renee. Okay. That'll work. That'll work. So Felicia Rashad is playing Grandma Renee. Thank you, my brother, DeMarcus. And yes, who knows? Do you think that with the co-signer grandma to be like, this young man is an outstanding young man, I see some good potential in Papa. Maybe Kenya and Papa gonna get back together. Remember, Papa been looking for love for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He looked at Lene after Dom and Jamel got married, like love is in the air. He was feeling it, you know what I mean? Looking at Lene. But ain't nothing happened with that. She just went inside. That's Bakari's old girl. You know what I mean? And I don't think Papa would do something like that. I don't think Papa would do something like that and holler at Lene. But that doesn't stop Papa from reconnecting with Kenya and them doing it right this time. You know what I'm saying? Them doing it right this time around. You know what I mean? No unalignment of Papa's Papa. He's already gone. Like, they're old, a little bit older now, and she's older than him by a couple years. So if Grandma Renee says, I heard about you. Yeah, you need to date my granddaughter again because she really like you. So my man DeMarcus says, I wonder if Kenya told Renee that Nuck took out Rob and set up Zay for Renee to tell Pastor Ezekiel. Whoa. How does Kenya even know all that, bro? How does Kenya know that? That's the question. That's the question. We know that she knows that Zay is gone. All right. But how does Kenya know all the details of what you said? How does she know that? Deborah Coleman in the building. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's your man VACAY. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button for your boy. I appreciate you. Yeah, DeMarcus, how does Kenya know all the details of what you said? We know all the details of what you said, but Stephen Harris in the building was good. Okay. Stephen Harris says the scene with Tiffany and Victor is prime example of why Nick or Nuck needs to go, because he's trying to get with Tiffany and talking about how Vic isn't the baby father when he's the reason he not going to have. Yeah, exactly. That's, yeah. So you saying that was a foreshadowing, like, yeah, this is really emphasizing the point of Nuck having to go because he talking like, you ain't the pappy. And then here come Vic like, yeah, somebody took out his pappy, right? Right, Nuck? You should know, right? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. I think Victor got a feeling, he a thriller. He a thriller himself. Okay, you said Zay told Kenya. Zay told Kenya all of that. When they was in the car, was that a scene they was in the car before they kissed? I gotta rewind that back because I'll be seeing those scenes and I'll be like, okay. I mean, you might, of course, you probably right. But yeah. Hey, maybe not. See, she told, well, hey, maybe because she already told grandma about Papa, so why not tell grandma about everything else, right? You know what I'm saying? She look like she sound like she trusts her grandma. I mean, look at that face. That's a face that you trust. That's a grandma face that you trust. That's Felicia Rashad. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to see Felicia Rashad. She got her braids. She got blonde braids. I've never seen her with blonde braids in her hair. You know what I mean? All right, Steven says, if Rez gets locked up, it saves his life, and Nuck will probably catch the smoke. Yeah. Well, Nuck, last we saw Nuck was contemplating telling Tiff the truth, right? Telling the truth about how he unalived Rob, right? And if he does that, that's going to be definitely the end of Nuck, right? Because we know how Alicia does it. Alicia going to be like, what did he say? Tiff going to tell Alicia. And she going to be like, what did he say? He said what? He's the one that did that? And he lied to me and said it was another person? Oh, hell nah. She going to pull out the strap and be like, yeah, where's Nuck live again? I need to go pay him a visit. Okay, make sure nobody's around because I'm going to pop off. You know what I'm saying? Like Alicia, she always going to pop. We seen it. She going to pop off and pop people that's innocent bystander. She going to be popping cats and rats and, you know what I'm saying, pizzas. She going to be popping anything in sight just to get the target. Like, she got to work on her, she got to work on her strap moves. Let's see if, okay. Deborah says, I think I think likes the attention from both men. Yeah, Tiff likes the attention. Yes. She does. She does. But I think she's leaning towards, again, if you just came, I think she's leaning towards this right here. I think she's leaning more towards your boy Trig, your boy Victor. And Victor has been a good dude to her, period. Stephen Harris says, Darnell should have never made Emmett hire Damien, honestly, especially without mentioning his gambling issue. Good point, my brother. That's a good point. Like he just wanted to make sure that the boy had a job with family, right? You just do me a favor. Just do me a favor. Just hire your brother. You know what I'm saying? He needs some work. He need work right now. You know what I mean? Just do me a favor. Hire the brother. I'll give you the details later. This is way later, a little bit too late later. You know what I mean? Because, at the end of the day, it was just like Damien just needed some type of income coming in, right? And he just came out of rehab. So I guess this was a way to keep him busy doing something else as opposed to finding some money and gambling as soon as he got out of rehab. So I think Darnell's intention was to just keep him like focused on something else and not no sports betting. But again, he just circled the block. I think the biggest mistake, and Darnell's one of my favorite characters, dog. That's like, Darnell's like Big Unc. You know what I'm saying? He remind me like one of my uncles or maybe two of my uncles. And the biggest mistake I think Darnell did was he got too excited to teach his son how to play spades, right? And again, nobody's supposed to bet on spades. So his intention was good, but he didn't think he would take it to that next level to bet on spades. But again, you're talking about a guy that has a gambling problem, Darnell, and you taught him how to play spades. And now you got a new game that he can bet on, and then he found the betting spot, So I think that was the biggest mistake that Darnell made because it kind of put a battery in his back. Once he won the game, oh, let's bet. I know how to play now. I know how to count now, so let's play the games. Like, dang, man. My man DeMarcus says, Darnell never should have been Damian and Keith hired by Emmett, not knowing the full story of Damian and Keith. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Damian revealed it. I don't think he revealed that what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think he kept it under wrap, but what he didn't keep under wraps is that Keith told him to go and get the money out the safe, which is wild. It's like, like, and Emma's like, yo, where'd you get that idea from? And he just automatically just snitched on Keith and they squashed the beef. So now that Keith is fired, now the beef is up again. You know what I'm saying? Keith could come back, beat him up, do whatever. He gonna lose. Keith is gonna lose his girl Tracy, who we ain't see, because I'm mad at, because I like looking at Tracy. That's me. That's just me being a dude. But I don't think she gonna want to rock with him because he don't got no job no more. You know what I'm saying? So, well, she may, because she was with Ronnie, and Ronnie ain't had no job. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie was drinking all over the place, walking the street. Who knows? I mean, again, hopefully Tracy has evolved to the point that she can, be like, nah, I'm not messing with you. You're not being responsible. It is what it is. And nah, I'm gonna go mess around with Pastor Charles. I don't think she's gonna tell him that, but I think she's gonna probably be like, nah, you need to go, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You need to go. I'm sorry. I wasn't really looking for a relationship anyway. So I think Tracy gonna do that to Keith, and then Keith gonna get mad, come back, beat down Damian. Emmett gonna get involved. Hopefully nobody gets unalive. Hopefully it's just a fist of cuffs, and they be all right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, well, get up out of here, right? So let's see what happens, man. I mean, these are some good theories. These are definitely some good theories coming from y'all. I already know y'all got some great theories. But yeah, it's going down with them too. It's going down. It's going down with them too. And honestly, I don't like the back and forth between Nuck and him, but it's kind of growing on me, these two. It's kind of growing on me because they keep showing them in the good light. She googly eyeing him and the whole nine, and he's feeling her. And I think they're getting away from him liking transgender women to liking, heterosexual women. And I think that time that he had to serve, and I'm not saying he was like in prison, but I'm sure when he first came or he first auditioned, and you're gonna be like, all right, you're gonna have a transgender woman, you okay with that? He's probably like, yeah, I just want to do the work. I just want to perform. Luke, I'm talking about Luke James performing as Victor and Trig. So, I think that they served the purpose. They got that out the way. So now Victor can go back to, having a heterosexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm looking forward to it. But right here, fam, it's going down. It's going down. I kept this for last. What is Bakari saying to Reg? What is Bakari saying to Reg in Jake's spot? I think this will be the set-off, family. You guys drop your comments below, but I think this will be the set-off that will spark Reg to try to take out Bakari. I think this is it right here. They gonna have an argument. They may fight. They about the same size. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Reg is older, but they about the same size. You know what I mean? Like height-wise, they about the same size. So, Bakari from the street, Reg from the street. If they fight, they fight. It is what it is. Who you think would win? In a fist of cuffs, blow for blow. You think Bakari would win, or do you think Reg would win? What it look like? Who would win? And who would you put your money on? Would you put your money on Reg to beat Bakari in the fist of cuffs in a fight? Or would you put your money on Bakari? You know what I mean? He young. Reg kind of old. It is what it is. All right, let me see what y'all talking about. Let's see it. Let me read. Emmett still don't know that Reg is still what? Still alive. Okay. By Damian gambling with Reg, Emmett will find out that Reg is yes. Because that conversation happened. Damian went over there to pay Hannibal his money. Right. And he's gonna find out. And it's gonna be kind of wild. Stephen Harris says, when Rashad first appeared on the show, I thought he was an older brother to Jay. Okay. Reg and Trig. Okay. Okay. You thought he was an older brother to Jake. Okay. And to Jake, Reg, okay. And Trig, he feel like a bonus brother to them anyways. Though too bad they can't the plot twist of him being there. Okay. Yeah. Victor's definitely the oldest brother. You know, I knew that. I mean, when Vic was introduced, he was introduced like, yeah, I'm the older brother. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it is what it is. Who's gonna win this fight though? Who you putting your money on, Bakari or Reg? No straps, no knife, no nothing. Just blow for blow, one-on-one. Who you think will win that fight? The Mark says Alicia is manipulating Tiff to get with Victor to take out Nuck once she finds out that Nuck took out Rob. Okay. Damien could tell Bakari about Reg. Yeah, you said that. You said that already, bro. Deborah says Makati. Who's Makati? Makati or Bakari? Bakari also underestimated. Okay. I mean Bakari, got you. Okay. Stephen Harris says, I'm sure if Reg meant what he said about seeing Shad, you mean Shad, as being family, the way he looked back at him after that conversation. Okay, got you. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, you meant Bakari. I see you made the correction. Good job, Deborah Coleman. I got Reg over Bakari squabbling. Okay, you say Reg over Bakari. All right. Stephen Harris says you say Reg will win the fight. Okay. Y'all putting your money on Reg. Okay. Look, I don't know. They both, a $105 wet. You know what I'm saying? They both like real thin dudes. You know what I'm saying? And if Bakari's life depended on it, I think Bakari would get him. Yeah, Reg gonna play dirty in the whole nine. They both skinny dudes. But I think Bakari, man, I don't know. People may underestimate Bakari, you know what I'm saying? Because Bakari's been the man putting in work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Reg may got some bodies or whatever, but we know for sure. Like, I remember vividly seeing Bakari get bodies. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But just to go against the grain, if y'all saying Reg, I'm gonna say Bakari. Do you think they're gonna fight in this scene though? Do you think they're gonna really fight in this scene right here? I don't know. I think it's gonna be an argument. I think they're gonna go back and forth. What's going on? Jay is a gem. Hey, good to see you. It's been a minute, mama. How you doing? Yeah, we doing exclusives, with the shot, what it look like for the next episode. Hit it. Jay is a gem, sent flowers. Oh, thank you for sending flowers. I appreciate it, even though they don't show me the flowers. That's kind of weird. They should show it. Thank you for sending flowers. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Jay is a gem. You know what I'm saying? A subscriber after my own birth name. Jay, it's a beautiful thing. Appreciate you being here. All right, let me see. What'd you say? My guy said, Stephen Harris says, Reg just taught Jake a hard lesson about no brother to teach it this way, but she was for the streets. Are you talking about the girl that he messed around with? You talking about the girl he messed around with? Okay. Yeah. Okay. You said good. You doing good? Good. I'm doing good too. All right. DeMarcus says, I wonder if Jake told Reg that Bakari is the reason why Gemma lost her baby. Nah, I don't think that's gonna come back up. It'd be great if it came back. They don't. That's one thing they don't do on the show, right? Certain things that happened like 2 seasons ago. If this was the Power Universe, they would spin the block on that, and they would be like, oh, okay, right? Everything you just said, DeMarcus. If this is the Power Universe, they would spin the block, bring that back up, boom, and the whole 9, right? But this is the Shy. They don't really be spinning the block too hard. They'll do it here and there, but they don't be spinning the block too hard on subjects like that. I don't know. That's just my thought about it. Jay is a Jim says, I just want Reg to go back away. to back away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, fam, they want us to talk about the show. So they had to bring back Reg. If they didn't bring back Reg, they could have brought, they're gonna bring Felicia Rashad, Karuchi Tran, Wendy, right? They got Kadeem Hardison, right? They got, Lynn Whitfield, right? Cool. They ain't really the antagonist though, right? They Alicia's like borderline antagonist, borderline protagonist a little bit. She like in the middle, more so, just trying to be a protagonist in a whole weird way, but she's popping Jamel and he was in the hospital, him in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just popping off on people. And like, I want to know, when did she come to the realization that Nuck was lying? Was it both? It had to be after she popped Zay. It had to be after she popped Zay. And he was like, no. And remember, they had a meeting. You remember last season, Alicia and Zay had a meeting? See, that's what I'm saying. If this was the Power Universe, they would have made that connection. And Zay would have said, yo, remember, why would I pop your son? Remember, Zay was tied up in the first episode of this season. Be like, yo, remember, we had a meeting. Why would I pop your son? You know what I'm saying? He could have said that, and that might have saved him, but I think they just wanted him to go out. I think they wanted Zay to just be, you got to go. We got to save the budget. The market says they spinning the block on Jada's cancer, though. I know, because they trying to get rid of her, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, the Gemma baby thing is not really significant to Bakari's storyline, even though it was his baby, right? It was Jake's baby. So, like, like if Jake, okay, so here's the thing, right? If Jake tells Reg, yo, man, you know what? I ain't really like that dude, man, because he the reason why your nephew or your niece was taken out, because last season or whenever, because we was at a party and my girl was gymming at the time. He would have to explain a whole lot. And Jake don't talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? He don't be giving like whole stories and stuff. Jake don't talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? So he would have to explain everything to Reg. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yeah, we need to take him out anyway. I always wanted to take him out because he the reason why my baby was lost, because he was popping off in the party. So yeah, they trying to get rid of Jada, dog. They trying to get rid of Jada. They already got rid of freaking Maisha and Gemma and G and Nina and Dre been gone since last season, and like Kevin been gone. Like, they're just trying to move people out the way because it's like 20 characters that we got to keep up with, bro. 20 at least 20. I'm just rounding it up. Reg replacing Duda. They spending on Reg replacing Duda. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Steven says, oh, y'all coming in hot. Steven says, I understand why Keisha was willing to take the bus to get to Nuck House season ago. Okay. Okay, Steven. Gotcha. All right. The market says Bakari could tell Reg to leave Damien alone about the gambling. Oh, that's what you're saying that this conversation is right here. The only question is, bro, and again, we had these discussions. Why would he do that? Like, what would motivate him to do that? Because right now we're in the middle of a war, and Bakari's main concern is protecting Nuck, right? And not putting Nuck out there that he's the one that took out Rob. So what will motivate him to be like, yo, don't mess with Damien? Like, why would he care about Damien? and his gambling problem. That's just my question. Why would he care? Stephen Harris says, Felicia Rashad finally appears. Yes. Yeah. We've been waiting. What's going on? What's going on? What's with the cost-cutting measures, but recycling story? That's a good question, Phil Foster Dog Mom. That is a great question. That's why I did my video. Check it out. I did a video and I said, is the shot imploding upon itself? And I talked about the recycled storylines with Jada and how, again, it really did trigger me because, my mom's a cancer conqueror, you know what I mean? And a couple of people that I know is going through cancer right now, you know what I'm saying? So I know it did trigger me, but still, like Jada, why? I like Darnell and Jada, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them go off in the sunset, but nah, they got to get rid of Jada this way. Crazy. So yeah. I mean, I do like I'm starting to warm up to this storyline right here. I'm starting to warm up to it. But see, a lot of people been talking, man. A lot of people been talking, and they're like, yo, Tiff just totally forgot about EJ. Like Keisha, Emmett going through it, trying to hold down the family. You know what I'm saying? They added. Keisha was like, yeah, just send EJ over. We'll take care of him. They got like 4 kids, whatever they taking care of. When does Tiff ever mention EJ? She told Emmett, I don't want him to forget me. Make sure he don't forget me, right? And then Emmett's like, yeah, I'll make sure, EJ, you want to write your mom a letter? Did she write back? If EJ wrote Tiff the letter, did Tiff write back? You know what I'm saying? EJ, no. I already know. You know how I counteract what they saying, because I hear what they're saying. Go get your son. You know what I'm saying? Like, Keisha got enough pressure. Go get your son. I counteract that with, doggone well that Alicia is not going to allow EJ to stay in her house. Because EJ is a handful. He's a kid. And he getting bigger than Emmett. That's a big ass boy. So I don't think Alicia ever gonna let that boy stay in the house like that. It's like, no, he's messing up the environment for my grandchild, because she all about the grandchild. So yeah, man, I don't think it's gonna happen. All right. Marcus says Damien promised to read Bakari's book. Okay. Deborah says, but Damien's friend tried to get him out of the way by telling him to leave. Yes, before Jake brother. Yes, Reg, right. Yeah, Hannibal. It wasn't that Hannibal? Yeah, it was trying to get him out of the way. That was last episode, yep. Damien and Bakari are actually cool with one another over the edibles. Yeah. So, again, I know, look, me and DeMarcus, we've been going back and forth with the whole, well, Duda can go so Jada can go, right? I get it. I get your point. I just don't want her to go out like this. That's all. They could leave town. They can leave the shop. They can go to someplace else. They can come to Las Vegas, California, or go move somewhere. They don't have to end Jada's storyline by giving her stuff, because if Jada goes, what happens to Darnell? He can be like, my baby gone. I'm gonna sell the house. I'm gonna leave town now too. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be a widow. Will he be a widower? Is a widow? He would be a widow, I guess. Yeah, man. So what they gonna do with Darnell once Jada goes? Like, he gonna pass away right after because he gonna miss the love of his life, so he just can't take it no more. He gonna be like, Elizabeth, I'm coming. And then he gonna follow Jada. Like, how are they gonna play this out? Like, it's crazy. Damien Picari, okay. Stephen Harris says, I could see Emmett and Keisha having a daughter and naming her after Jada, since Emmett said he wanted a daughter. Yeah, I could see that too, bro. See, that right there makes sense. So are we saying that the reason why they letting Jada go to make that happen, what you just said, right? My mother passed away, so we have a daughter now, so I want to name my daughter after my mama. I could see that happening. I could see that drama happen. I can. I could see it. Stephen Harris says Damien is going to get his brother Emmett hurt or unalive, messing around with gambling with people like Reg. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if Emmett gonna be unalive from it. I think that, hey, they may take Damien off the show. Like, they got him painting his fingernails. He doing wild, idiotic things right now. They making him look real like soft and idiotic. So maybe they setting up Damien to go. You know what I'm saying? Like he misstepping a lot. Like Damien is missing a lot of steps, bro. And now he talking to the thug of all thugs, Red's the thug of all thugs. So you never know. Donna will get closer to Damien once Jada goes. Okay. Maybe. Felt Foster Dog Mom, thank you for coming through. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're here for the first time. I appreciate you. And she says, Jada goes, Donnell sells the house, leaves his earpiece on the table, insane. That's gonna be sad because I love them. I love them as a couple, man. I love Donnell and Jada as a couple, man. That would be sad, dog. That would be sad. He leaves it on the table after he sold the house. Dang. You make it sound so good when you say it like that. Like, he leaves the earpiece. That's the favorite part of what we know about down there. He's just like, it's over. My life is over. And he puts it on the table. And then we just see it expand. The scene, see, you got to add that. The scene expands. We see the earpiece and it just expands out like this to an empty house as Darnell walks out the door and then it fades to black. Yeah, I can see that. DeMarcus says Darnell could get closer to his grandchildren once Jada goes. Yeah, he could. Deborah says, don't let Alicia get a hold of Darnell. No, Deborah, don't do it. Yo, that's funny. I don't think they would get along. Nah, because Darnell's a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Like Alicia liked the young ones, right? And she likes the younger men so she can manipulate them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want a job? Oh, you want this? That's what she did to Rashad. We watched the manipulation happen. You know what I'm saying? Who said it the other day? Shout out to Nels from Shade in the City. And, we covered the Shy on Saturday, so definitely come check us out. And she said, what'd she say? She said, what about Alicia? She said, yeah, she just wanted a man inside the house. So that's why she hired Rashad. And I was like, and what I said was, oh, she wanted some in-house D. Right. And she was like, yeah, that's what she wanted. She just paid for it. She was just paying for it to pay him to be security. So she was getting the D and she was getting security because she was paying for it. Deborah says, oh, yeah. You said that already. Yeah. So, man, these are some good theories, guys. These are some real good theories. Definitely hit the screen if you are watching on your telephone. I'm about to call it a telephone. OG in the building. Hey, pick up your telephone, tap your telephone, okay? Oh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, tap the phone, tap the screen, hit that like button if you haven't already. If you're here for the first time, definitely subscribe. Share this out, family. Anybody that loves the Shy, loves talking about the Shy, absolutely, that's what we're doing right here, whether you're watching live or the replay. I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Deborah says, but he did stand up to her at the end. I was happy. Oh, Rashad. Yes, you talking about Rashad. Yeah, because she was bugging. Like, I think he was on some like, what the heck are you doing? You just popping off. Like, I'm driving you to be security, and then you say you know Reg. So I'm like, is that him? You remember the scene? You remember the scene where Jamel got popped? He didn't. I don't think Rashad knew. Rashad did not know that Alicia was gonna pull out the strap and just pop off and at Reg, and then she hit Jamel. You know what I'm saying? I think he was surprised more so than we was, and because he was right there in the car with her, right? So, you know, so he probably like, yo, you popping off of this guy, and yeah, I know him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was little bro. I practically raised him. Me and Victor practically raised him. You know, so DeMarcus says, I hope Nuck don't become a snitch. I think they're on that way, brother. I think they're on the way to Nuck snitching on himself. That is wild work. That's why Pastor Zeke, he's like, all right, let's pray. Because Nuck was like, I'm scared. I'm scared. Why are you scared, Nuck? Because you're facing your demons, sir. Because the closer you get to God, the more God is going to reveal how evil you are, Nuck. And now you going to feel all sorry inside, because if you got baptized, which I don't know if you got baptized, the Holy Spirit is now, working things out in Nuck, and now he feels, like remorse, because he ain't feel remorse before. So now he feels remorse, and he's like, I think I want to tell on myself. I want to snitch on myself, Pastor. What you think? I'm scared, man. All right, let's pray on it. Bruh. Who is writing this stuff? What up, what up, what up? Thank you for coming through, Shadows. Salute to you, salute to you. Thank you for coming through. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Tap the screen for me if you are on your phone. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Yeah, man, this... like, it's not unbelievable that a person who is a street cat... Yeah, I'm definitely live. It's not unbelievable that a street cat... All right, don't be a weirdo now. It's not unusual that a street guy... DeMarcus, get ready. That a street guy would, get to the point where he finds Jesus or finds the Lord or finds God, and now he is now reflecting on all the evil things that he has done. So now he wants to repent and become a better person. That's not unusual. That's very realistic, not only for a street cat, but just for regular people who have done some bad things. Now they find Jesus, they find God. Now it's like, okay, let me be a better person because the guilt is weighing heavy on my heart. So that's not far-fetched, right? That's very real. Right? It's very real. But we talking about Nuck right here. They've been bending this guy to then become this nicer thug gangster leader dude of the mob. And I had a conversation again. I had a conversation with Nels. Y'all got to come through, and me and Nels talk about it on Saturday because it's hilarious. And we kind of point out, we both make some great points. And I'm like, bro, like I don't buy it, bro. Like I don't buy it coming from Nuck. I just don't. This guy has just been doing stuff. Yes, he was on assignment to take out the pastor. Yes, Duda told him to do this. Yeah, Duda told him to do that. He did it whether he wanted to do or not, but still. So it's not far-fetched that he would want to change his life. DeMarcus says, Nuck is feeling guilty because of his father taking out his mother. Yep. I wonder if Nuck tells Pastor Ezekiel this information. I think he will, because Nuck has just been saying everything to the pastor, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the pastor snitched on Nuck is going up for a very long time. Nuck gonna be locked up for a very long time, son. Very long time. So, yeah, fam. What you saying? You think he's gonna tell? I think he is, because that is kind of like the root of why Nuck is the way it is, was the way he is. You know what I'm saying? That his father took out his mother. He ain't have his mom in his life. Ain't have a father in his life. So Nuck went to the streets, and that's where he grew up at. Yeah, that's the root of why Nuck has become who he has become, and why he's so cold, why he has to cut off his emotions. But now he's just getting closer to God. now as he's like trying to reconcile or trying to make up for taking out Rob with Tiff, you know, the closer he gets to that, to being a nice guy, the more the evil, the mirror is in his face so he can see himself. Deborah says, you think Nuck would turn his rights over to Emmett if he go down? For little Ronnie? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. Do I think that? It's possible, man. The writers could do something like that. That's a great idea, but I think Nuck may think he's invincible. You know how cats, they got the invincible syndrome. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be alive tomorrow. I'm gonna take care of it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be around, so I don't need to sign over no rights to nobody. They don't think that far ahead. It's just like, all right, I'm here for today. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. I'm figuring out what you're saying in between. It's all good. Thank you, Deborah. But that's a good question. I don't think he will. Because again, Nuck is just like, I'm gonna be here forever. He got that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the mob leader. You know, I'm still mad about that whole Reg telling Jake to tell the mob to look out for him, and then Nuck is on some like, yeah, well, if he needs help, tell him to come see me. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to see me first before he talk to the mob. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Crazy, dog. Crazy. DeMarcus says this season of The Chi has been decent. It's definitely better than the second part of last season. You know, we talked about it a lot. Second part of last season was, and I don't usually use this word. I don't usually use this word. You know that, fam. It's second part of season 6 of The Chi was trash. It was trash for real. I was not happy with that episode. We buried that episode. We buried it. I was watching it the other day. I had a freaking coffin in the background. I was like, we are burying part 2 of season 6 of The Chi, yo, because this joint was trash. I was just like, nah. So yes, season 7 is decent. For me personally, of course, like I said, and I admit to it, doesn't mean that the show is not good. I know I was triggered by, you know, Jada getting the cancer, and that's why I'm just like, nah, we don't want her to go, because again, it's a personal thing. But it is decent. But you know, there are some storylines like Papa. Like, if I didn't see Papa doing his podcast again, I'd be like, yo, Papa's out of here, dog. If I didn't see Papa doing his podcast, and I didn't see in the trailer that Kenya introduces Papa to Grandma Renee, then I would think Papa's storyline is over. Because for a while, Papa was just doing nothing. What was he doing? Nothing. Working with the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the pastor and backing up Charles about a dating app for the church. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was kind of like, past couple episodes, Papa was really doing it. Yeah, he was like the witness at the wedding for Dom and Jamel, but it's just like, he don't really have no purpose. So to see him back doing the podcast, that is cool. That is cool. That lets me know they're going to utilize him more. And after this conversation with Grandma Renee, I don't know. I think she's going to like Papa for Kenya, and they may have a conversation. And yeah, Papa may reunite with Kenya. And I ain't going to be mad at that. I'm not going to be mad at that, because they were supposed to be together in the first place. I was mad at Papa when he was kind of like, yeah, I'm a follow my father's wishes, because she's like, I shouldn't be with a girl that got a kid. And, you know, this was after, you know, Papa's father was taken out by Nuck. And I was like, Papa, what you doing? Like, the girl's trying to be there for you. Just let her be there for you, bro. Nah. I was like, yo, Papa, you bugging. I was on Papa last season, right? It was last season or season before last. I was on Papa. I was just on some like, yo, bro, you bugging, right? Papa could start up the dating app. Yeah, he could. DeMarcus says, I'm glad that Reg found out Sonny and Quentin were Alicia's brothers. Yeah. I'm glad that was presented to him. What he does with it, I don't know. Is that gonna make a difference? I don't know. Is that gonna make him less remember, was it Quentin or was it Duda that beat him down on that refrigerator and told him to leave and get out the mob? It was Duda, right? Was it Duda or was it Quentin? I'm trying to remember. It was so far back. Remember, he like punched him in the face and he was bloody and all this and that because Reg was getting out of line. That was probably Duda, right? Yeah, that's probably Duda. Papa could start the podcast. Yeah. I mean, how old is Papa now? He gotta be like 19, right? 18, 19. It was Duda, right? Yeah, thank you, DeMarcus. It was Duda that beat him down and made him bloody and was like, "Yo, get up out of the mob," or whatever. Right? So, and then they took him out, they shot him up, and then now he's alive. Okay. Okay. So look, I'm open for a lot of things right now because they gotta pick this up. We are what? Is this episode 5 or 6? 5 or 6. I'm trying. That's why I didn't put it in the title because I didn't remember what episode this is. But I'll update it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Felicia Rashad. See who this lady is talking to Professor Gardner. She's probably a publisher. I'm gonna see what happens with Darnell and how he going to take care of his wife. Excited about Papa doing his podcast again. Interested to see what she's going to say when she sees that your girl's getting dropped off from a date out with Victor, right? And they all googly eye, I owe you. That's what it says right there. I owe you. What you owe him, son? You owe him a kiss? You about to let Victor finally kiss them precious pregnant lips? Yo, she gotta chill. You got to chill. And yeah, man, like she really likes him, dog. And he really likes her. So I want, if it's gonna work out, let it work out. I'm gonna just let it play out the way it needs to play out. And then these guys are gonna be going at it, man. And do you think this is the episode where Bakari is in the alley? Let me know if you hear this chair creaking. It's a different chair that I'm in. Do you think this is the episode where Bakari's in the alley, he's talking to Jake, and Bakari's walking one way, and they gonna do a whole boys in the hood thing? Do you think this is the episode? Because he look like he arguing with Reg. I don't think this is a friendly conversation. I think this is an argument right here. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think this is the episode where Jake gonna be like, Bakari? And he gonna turn around, try to run away from the car, and they gonna like, poof, poof. And my prediction, which would be poetic justice, if Bakari gets popped in the same alleyway behind Sonny's where he popped Ronnie. That would be poetic justice. Yeah. All right. DeMarcus says, Papa could start up the dating app. Yep. It said, I don't think that Emmett would be fond of Victor talking to Tiff. Emmett ain't fond of nobody talking to Tiff. He revealed that. Okay, remember little Ronnie broke his arm because he was playing. Remember they went to the hospital and Nuck and Emmett kind of got loud in the hospital, right? And then they went to the waiting room and Emmett gave him a bottle of water, right? And he said, you ever feel like, the girl that you had before, she's moving on and you got a problem with her moving on with certain people because, you kind of still got feelings for whatever. Okay, you remember that conversation? Emmett he wants what's best for her because she is the mother of EJ, his child. But when he said that back then, I felt like he was talking about Tiff, but I also felt like he was giving Nuck a little index clue to be like, yeah, it's over with Keisha. Keisha with me now. I know you still feeling her, but don't even think about it. Don't even think about it, bro. You know what I mean? Like Emmett's so tied in with so many women and people is ridiculous. You know what I mean? And I think they tried what they try to do when they got Brandon off the show. They try to kind of make Emmett big bro to Kevin and them, Kevin and the boys. But it didn't work because Emmett was a kid himself, like mentally, like maturity wise, Emmett was still young back then. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to figure it out. So yeah, man. I agree with you. Emmett's not gonna have a problem. I mean, he is gonna have a problem with Victor talking to Tiff, but can't do nothing about it, bro. Look, you know Emmett can't do jack. Emmett does not control a lot of things. Okay. Like when Keisha's like, yeah, Tiff, send EJ over. We gonna take care of it. Remember, he was like, oh, we ain't have a discussion about this? No, we gonna do it anyway. What happened? We did it anyway. Keisha got EJ over there. Now they all tired, right? You know, so there's a lot of decisions that was made, and Emmett may have a problem with it, but they like, so it's not about you, bro. It's not about you, Emmett. You know what I mean? It's not about you. So don't even stress it because we gonna do it anyway. And you know Tiff is that type of girl, type of woman. She don't like to be pushed around, and she gonna do whatever she wants to do at the end of the day. So if she gonna get with your boy, if she gonna get with him, look at him. He just like rubbing on the booty. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I got this pregnant booty. Yeah, you know, your boy. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Again, Victor likes a type of woman. You know what I'm saying? But is she gonna be like, is that your cell phone? Because I wonder what's so hard back there. Is she gonna say something like that? Is Vic gonna get a rise out of Tiff? I think so. And that's gonna lead to, you know, thank you for the night, baby. You know, and then boom, he gonna kiss her. And she gonna be like, oh, that's all that I've been waiting for. No, she's not gonna do that. But I'm just saying, man, look, it's been fun. These were the exclusive pics of the Shy. Look out for me. We'll see. I may do a recap. I may do just my, you know, reaction to the show, you know, based on the pics that I got, based on the scenes that I got. You know, I may just do that. I may not do a complete recap. It's going to be different. You know, I'm probably going to respond because y'all going to see it anyway. So we'll see. And then going to go live with probably Nels from Shade in the City, and we're going to have fun over there. So look out for your boy. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. It's 2 lives in one day. It's crazy, right? But let me get up and do what I need to do. And yeah, family, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming through, rocking with your boy. If you're watching the replay, definitely drop your predictions, drop what you think is going on in these picks. And yeah, we're going to keep it moving from there. It is What It Looked Like by VACAY-JayTV. Thank you, family. I'll see you all next time. And until next time, salute.